Hey, welcome to this week's edition of Monday MOJO. Loyalty is a pledge of truth to oneself and others. Ada Velez-Bordley. Do you cheat on yourself? Are you really loyal on the inside? Not to other people, but to yourself. Well, as a small business owner, the theme of loyalty keeps coming up. Just about anybody will tell you that their biggest frustration is finding people with a strong work ethic. People that will actually roll up their sleeves and do more than is expected each day and ask for nothing in return. You know why? Simply because they appreciate the opportunity to be gainfully employed. Now, on the surface, this may seem like a mundane and trivial conversation, but it still begs the question as to why people are changing. I mean, why are they becoming less hardworking? Why is there no more old school loyalty when you gave a huge piece of your life to any effort? I mean, not just to your job, but to your family, your friends, whatever it was. There's no doubt that the foundation is a little bit cracked. But are we really a people gone bad? Is the growing divide between the old school and the new generation really necessary at all? Of course, there is always two sides to the story, so maybe the old school needs to just consider the pressures of this crazy new world. People today are overwhelmed with choices. Access to opportunity has never been greater. Therefore, the speed at which we must make decisions is at a breakneck pace. The need for guidance and mentoring has never been greater. But what is a kid supposed to do when he comes home to his mother, drops the books on the floor, and flies out the door to violin practice, and then later on gets picked up by the father who lives all the way on the other side of town? What's this kid supposed to think? Moving at top speed and never having the time to actually relax and sort out the challenges of life. Where's the guidance when the parents are either pulling their disciplinary punches or worse, they're airing out their own frustrations on the kid? So flash forward, and all of a sudden this kid's in school. Self-esteem is already on a slippery slope, and other kids, you know how they are, they start poking away to advance their own self-image at the expense of the weakest ones they can find. So the kid begins to question his own abilities. Every time a challenge comes, he tries half-heartedly, but gets knocked down. He retreats into an even more isolated place and reaffirms that, he's a failure. By the time he enters the workforce, he's barely hanging on. The pain and suffering is so bad that he slips further downhill by escaping into the comfort of the drug world. And now we expect him to hold a job? We expect him to do more than's paid for? We expect him to think for himself? We want his loyalty? Who are we kidding? This kid can't even be loyal to himself. Why? Because he doesn't know how to be. There's an increasing likelihood that most kids are being raised in broken families. So there's really nobody there to dust them off when they fall down. There's nobody there telling them that falling down is just part of life, and that getting up is actually the next move. Think about your own life. When you got beaten up, was anybody there for you? Did they show you how to get over it? Did they explain it happens to everybody, that nobody is immune? Did they tell you stories of those who had come from the depths of poverty and underprivilege and then rose to prominence because they always got up? They never took it personally, even though it hurt them deeply, and they went forward. If there was nobody teaching you that, you too would have lost confidence. You would not believe that you could do it. You would not know that inside of you were all the raw materials to win. By default, you would not have any sense of loyalty. Not to the world, but to yourself. What do I mean? Well, consider your dreams. You have them burning inside you each day, sometimes all day long. Nobody can stop them. Your internal success mechanism yearns for victory and crafts a real winner in the theater of the mind. You see yourself as bulletproof, getting exactly what you want, but then it crashes. Maybe you wake up startled and realize that it was just a dream. It could never be. That's precisely where you cheat. You cheat on yourself because you're not loyal to these positive thoughts. You don't act upon your dreams. You keep them locked far away in the depths of your mind and keep them silent. When people ask you what you like to do you lie to them? You never really do tell them the truth because you're afraid of what they'll think. They'll just laugh, you rationalize to yourself. However, there are those times when the dreams are screaming as they push you to the point of inspirational dissatisfaction. They're mad that you cheated on them. They pump the adrenaline through your system and make you wake up in the middle of the night. Those dreams demand your loyalty. They tell you to stop patronizing the world and take action. You realize that loyalty to yourself is something that can't be denied. You must give yourself a chance while embracing realistic expectations about what it takes to make them happen. You eventually realize that there is no quick fix or instant reward that can ever compare to the spoils of hard work, an effort that has nothing to do with where you work or for whom you work. It's really all about you and what's inside you. How will you ever be your best unless you start by making a commitment to being loyal to your own capabilities and give yourself a real chance to take on whatever life throws in your direction, regardless of your background. The world might have given you a tough starting position, but your own loyalty can propel you to victory lane. This is another thinking tool brought to you by Free Thinking Tools, reminding you to think and thrive. And by the way, if you like this stuff, feel free to pass it on to your friends and family and embed it in your blogs. See you next time on Monday Mojo. I'm Danny Griffin.